Alrighty, here we are for hole 3, the Milano course. This one's going to be an interesting hole. I'm really glad that they went with this par 5 over the other one, because it really adds kind of just an extra dimension and a lot of options. There's so many things that can go wrong with this hole, with the way that you're going to have to hit 3 shots, 3 completely brand new wins every time. So one of the things I'm going to definitely try to do is I'm just going to go for this, and I'm going to try to hit it over virtually every time. So what you'll see is I'll use my right of my bullseye as kind of my aim arrow, and I'm going to stack right to left one time, and then I'm going to try to add just a little bit extra because of that wind. It's going to want to try to push, and I want to add no power here because this is severely downwind. It's going to just want to take off, especially with that curl I just put on. And you see I completely messed that up. I would have been better off just taking a Titan and just beating the hell out of the ball, as opposed to what I did. Probably could have got over with a Titan playing straight at that other fairway and just making sure I got over that bunker. So you'll get to see a little bit of some bunker shots, how to, you can go to the right here, you can go to the left. It really, to me, just depends on the wind that I draw, on what I try to do here. You have a little bit more room over here to the right, but if I can't get full ball, which it looks like it's going to be close. So when I pull up, you can see where the bullseye is going to go, and if I try to full power that, it might actually carry through. So I might not try to go that route just because of that fact, because I don't want to have to bring that into play. So I might, as an alternative, go this way and try to get a perfect ball here. Just back off just a tiny, but I got one. So what that's going to do is it's still going to shoot up through there and still get down there quite a bit. I'll be able to get on from there, no problem. So that wind really helped me get out of one of my problems with my tee shot. We'll see what this guy tries to do. I would recommend probably going the other way if you can. The only reason I didn't was because I would have had to back off much more than I just did there. I would have probably had to go more into the yellow, as opposed to I was almost in the red, probably a little bit towards the orange in the extra ball. See, and that's what just happened there, is he overhit it into the rough, which is what I wanted to avoid, but I still wanted to be able to get a lot of distance on that. And wow, they are really pounding us on this hole with downwind. I cannot, but 3 straight downwinds. I don't think I've ever got that one time before. So one of the things I'm going to try to do here is put a little bit of side spin on it, because I'm going to have to aim real close to this right edge. So trying to gauge how much wind to play is kind of hard, so I like to point it and just pull it down. And as you can see kind of where I'm at, I think that's going to be more or less kind of where I want it to be. Oh, I put too much backspin on it though. I was worried about it hopping and running out too far, because typically I put 1 or 2 backspin anyway for that shot, but I carry it farther to the end of the fairway. So on this time, it was probably not the best idea to try to backspin that. I should have probably just went for it regular and just let it bounce through the hole. But you give yourself kind of no shot to make it when you take that approach. It would have been better if I just landed it towards the back of that fairway. So it's best when you're coming out of the bunkers to kind of play consistent and go with a shot that you feel confident in. So what I try to do is put the last hop on the hole here. Now the Spitfire, I get like 3 hops. It'll show me ball trail for 3 hops. So that's what I'm basically trying to do there, is just try to get it as close as possible on the hole. And I hit a baby shank there, caused me to miss it. But as you can see, it really doesn't run out much. It's consistent. That's why I tend to play that shot like that. You don't have to. You can play it with a little bit more run out, take out some of that wind. You'll see a lot of guys do that, especially ones with a lot of topspin, like my Spitfire has. I could have just as easily played that off that fringe there and then front spun it up. But what I tend to see with shots like that is they don't always come out the way that you want to, which still happens with the way I just played mine, but it seems to happen a lot worse. The inconsistency seems to be worse. So you'll see the ball trail show making to the hole, and then it doesn't make it to the hole, and it's just one of those things you don't really want to risk. It's just not worth it. So with me getting par here, chances are I'm probably just not going to qualify. I had more than enough chances there to try to salvage this round and get that birdie. You're going to really want that birdie on that hole, especially with that much wind. If I see that much wind again, I think I'm going to play it completely different. Just go full ball, try to get it on the other side of that bunker. With that being said, I had more than enough opportunity to get out of that mess that I created. I just didn't hit the shot, so I'm gonna play this shot this way. As you can see, I'm playing this right towards the short end of Cataclysm. You can see my tsunami start to take over. So one of the things that you'll see, that I see a lot, the mistakes that get made, is people tend to overplay that wind. They'll overplay pulling it back because they expect the wind to take it farther. And when you're on the short end of the club like that, it doesn't tend to need to be pulled back quite so far as a full ball will. I'd say it's roughly maybe 60-70% of where. So if I had a full Cataclysm there, you would need to play that wind probably an extra 30% of what you need to play on the very short end of that club. So you see here, this guy, he's pulling it back to the very. I don't recommend him doing what he's about to do unless he's gonna add power, because I think he's pulling it back. He pulled it back to the very short end of that club, and I'm just not sure it's gonna get there. Now it would have got there had he had it right on line, but he put it right on that front edge a little bit too close. So it sucks that I got this hole in one here, because I just played this freaking hole on the tournament and only got a birdie. So to get the hole in one in a playoff really kind of sucks, because I could have used that as kind of a springboard into putting up a good number.